What are you doing with your life, Daizy?
I'm about to record our intro.
What are we doing with our lives?
All right, folks. Welcome to Welcome to Punjabi Songs Explained. It's a podcast where my lovely sister Prateek and I sit down and we talk about popular Punjabi songs, some new, some old. And today, again, we've got our special guest, 2MV from the UK. Today, we are translating none other than the notorious Chamkila.
Woohoo!
But just before we get started, just a little intro into Chamkila, Prateek. Why is he notorious?
Well, my understanding is his lyrics were sort of sexually explicit. He sung about topics that back then, or maybe even now in the Punjabi community, weren't, I guess, respected. They're not common topics.
What kind of topics?
They're very sexual in nature, extremely sexual. And I understand that at the time he got assassinated.
So the most popular. Tell us about how popular he was.
I think even to this day, people are still sampling him, copying his stuff. I think he was probably like the biggest star in Punjab at the time, in terms of Bhangra music as well. So yeah, he was absolutely huge.
All right, we're going to get started. So let's play the first verse of Chamkila's song. Today we're listening to Pehle Lalkare Naal. All right, so he says, Pehle lalkare naal main dar gayi.
Yes, duje lalkare vich andar vargi. So a lalkara is like when you kind of challenge someone and shout, like, tu ki kar lenga, as in like, when you're sharabi and you're challenging someone. So what she's saying is when he did that for the first time, when he did a for the first time, I got scared.
What's the Australian equivalent to a lalkara?
We don't socially, like in public, I've never seen anyone do a lalkara. You're challenging someone.
I think Prateek Deffer does Lalkare in Australia.
She does, but there's not an
I can just imagine you just walking down the street just going...
It's challenging someone, yeah.
Okay. And then she says, okay,
so she's saying, well, the first little gara, I got scared, dargi. And then he just does a dwa in the background because he doesn't give a fuck if she's scared. And when he shouted for the second time, duje lalkare naal andar vargi, means I went inside because I was scared because there's this drunk guy at my door and he's mari lalkare. What's he going to do? Goodness. Not going to come and make me a cup of tea. Yeah. And then dije lalkare naal no mera leke. Okay, we need to play that.
I always get confused at this part. Okay.
Okay, tije lalkare naal no mera leke sidha aan ke dar de vich vajya. That means when he did this lalkara for the third time, he called my name, like, hey, below, he slammed into the doors.
Kiddha say that again? Sidhe aake daran vich
door de vich vajya.
Okay, he hit the door.
He hit the door, and then she says, pattu firda sharab naal rajya.
That was it. So because ni pattu firda sharab naal rajya.
Yep.
So that I think I know what that means. What's pattu again?
Pattu is just like majjana. Pattu. Pattanala.
Pattan English, please.
Pattu. You know what pattu is? Pat sutya, someone who pats you.
That's not English.
Someone who pats you.
You can't English. We're translating the songs to English. What is pattu in English?
I don't know.
So it's something you refer to a boy, not a girl.
Pattu, yeah.
Okay, so it's something you call a young lad or something.
Yeah.
Firda sharab naal rajya. So he's drunk.
Yep.
He's full of sharab.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's the chorus. He's drunk. He's drunk. He's drunk.
He's drunk and he's banging down her door, doing lalkare.
Yep. And listen to his response.
ਪਹਿਲਾ ਕੰਮ ਵੈਲੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਵੈਲ ਖੱਟਣੇ ਨੀ ਦੂਜਾ ਕੰਮ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਡੱਟ ਪੱਟਣੇ ਹੈ ਤੀਜਾ ਕੰਮ ਲੈਣੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਮੁੱਲ ਦੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਕੋਈ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਲਾਲ ਟੱਕਰੇ ਨੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਦਰ ਤੇ
Okay, so this is the second verse, and he says, "Pehle kam veliyane val khatne," means listen, us like sort of thug. Veli is like a thug or a gangster, and he's like, we've only got one primary task, which is to do thug-like things. Bad stuff, yeah. The second thing we do,
Hang on, sorry, slow down. Pehle kam veliyane val katne. I've never heard that before.
thug stuff. Veli is a thug.
Okay, pehle kam veliyane val katne.
Yeah, val is like the verb.
Oh, the val, and it means
You know what? Also, just to correct me if I'm wrong, Veli also means, I don't know if this is correct, but Veli also means like a free guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's val katne?
Just doing, val is like the verb to valley, which is a noun.
Okay, val katne. Okay.
He's doing thug-like things. He said, well, that's what we do. That's who I am. That's what we
Dujja
do.
kam botlan de dat patne.
The second thing we do is pop the corks off the bottles. Dat patane, you go,
Oh, popping corks.
Yeah.
That means what? The cork?
cork, yeah, dat patane.
Botlan de dat patne. Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go. And he says the third thing we do is pick fights.
Hai tija
Tija
kam
kam leni appa mull di ladai.
brand new fights. Mul
Yeah.
di ladai.
Yep.
Okay.
Koi aan ke mai dalal takre means yeah, he's like, who can come and, pick a fight with, who's got the guts to come and beat us.
Koi aanke mai de lal takkare.
Yeah, tere dar te jalo
Wait, slow down. Koi aanke mai kon
mai dalal takre.
I don't know what that means.
It means like some mothers. Yeah, mai dalal like koi bhi aake main na challenge kare. I'm standing at your door. I'm mighting this little kara. This is my challenge. That is someone has anyone got the guts to come and pick a fight with me?
Oh, okay.
So just do a bit of visualize here. So there's this Punjabi girl in a suit. She's sitting in her, like we are here.
I mean, probably a beautiful Punjabi girl, yeah, let's assume.
Yep. Oh, of course,
like us.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
And then there's this drunk guy at the door. He wants to come in, obviously. I don't know what he wants to do, but he wants to come inside. And he's Maring Lalkare challenge. She's saying, "What are you doing, Maring Lalkare?" He's like, "Well, that's just what we do. Is anyone going to stop me?"
Is this guy in this song meant to be her partner or someone, or is he just a random stranger? Because I call the police.
Get to her, I think. I think he's trying to, woo her in, like, because he's a gangster, he's a thug. I think he's trying to, like, kind of a bravado kind of thing as well.
All right, listeners, if someone does this to you, call the police. But let's continue. What's the next?
You know what, yeah, guys, this sounds like a standard night out in Birmingham.
What do you mean? A standing night out in Birmingham.
As in, this is what probably happens in Birmingham.
They show up. So these guys will show up to women's houses. They're trying to woo, drunk, and
Well, not women's houses, but guys drive down the main strip. And they, like,
I can't say I've been fortunate enough to have a handsome, intoxicated guy at my door.
No, who said he's handsome? That we left that a bit out, but
Well,
all right. What's the
sounds
next?
like he's got a lot of energy. चरखी तरिंजना च डैनो हट गई हार ते शिंगार लाके बैनो हट गई. What she's charkha is what the ladies sit outside and spin there, and I'm not sure what it makes, but it makes some so she's saying, I used to sit outside and I used to weave my charkha,
Like weaving or something.
weaving my charkha, and they make like clothes and stuff out of it, it's fabrics.
Okay.
She said, I've stopped doing that. Like, she used to get all dressed up, look pretty, sit outside with the charkha and gatta and just, enjoy her life. But now she can't.
Har te shingar te bano hat gayi. Har te shingar means?
Har te shingar means like getting dressed up. Har like a necklace. Shingar means like, getting dressed up,
Shingar means
makeup. And
okay.
har te shingar like a bano hat gayi. She's like, I've even stopped doing that. I've stopped getting dressed up, putting my makeup on, sitting outside with the charkha. Sara din gali vich gere, because every day, the whole day, he's just passing through my street. So I can't sit outside with the charkha because he's a dirty perv.
Sara din sadi gali vich gere.
Yep.
Oh, he's an opportunist as well. So that's another.
Pardon?
Oh my God, no.
What
no,
did you
he's-
say?
oh, he's.
I said on the flip side, he could be an opportunist as well.
I think if someone was, I don't know, if someone was driving around my house going,
Yeah.
brah, brah.
I think he's definitely barking up the wrong tree here.
I'm gonna give it to him. He's a trier.
Yeah,
he's giving it.
He's giving it a go. He's a try. He's giving it a go.
I disagree. I think this is modern day street. What is it called? This is catcalling and street abuse. This is what this is now.
Loafering about.
Pardon? This is loitering. This is a criminal. If you did that now, that's criminal. Loitering.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But it's it's romance. It's loitering / romance / trying to pick her up, you know. Anyway, she's frightened of him. and that's the outcome. She says ਸਾਰਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਦਿਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਿਰੇ ਬਿਨਾ ਕੰਮ ਤੋਂ ਫਿਰੇ ਐਵੇਂ ਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਸਟਰੀਟ 'ਚ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਆਉਂਦਾ you know.
So, yeah, he's got no job, or he's not got any work to do here.
Well, he's got no purpose. He's aimlessly driving around in my street with no purpose.
Yeah. That's definitely loitering / some sort of.
ਨੀ ਡੁੱਬ ਜਾਣੇ ਦਾ ਚੁੰਮ ਕੇ ਰੁਮਾਲ ਫਰਾਉਂਦਾ. Okay, so this loafer ਡੁੱਬ ਜਾਣਾ, this loafer. He's chum ke rumal faraunda means he kisses and he hands me the handkerchief as a gesture of love.
What's this dub jane da?
Dub jane da just means loafer. Dub jana. We said dub jani or dub jana. Mar jana. Dub jana.
Oh, this mar jana, like mar jana. Oh, like good for nothing.
Yeah, this loafer. Yeah. He kisses chum ke rumal faraunda. Rumal is a handkerchief.
So he kisses his handkerchief.
Kisses the handkerchief and he gives it to her.
That's disgusting. Don't you blow your snot in that stuff?
No, it's a gesture of love. Like, you know, if I kiss like a scarf and I give it to you, it's like, ooh, yeah.
Another thing that we have to realise is that this song was probably like in the 1960s, 70s, whatever it was, and this was probably like the thing back then as well. Like there was no like dating in like Punjab. There wasn't really a thing. You know?
What he's going to do? He's in the next verse. He's going to turn this around and start blaming her for his for being a loafer.
Oh,
all right?
God, here we go. This gets worse.
ਤੇਰਿਆਂ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ 'ਚ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਵੈਲੀ ਬਣਦਾ ਚਾਰਣੀ 'ਚੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਸਰੀਰ ਛਣਦਾ ਆਏ ਤੇਰਿਆਂ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ 'ਚ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਵੈਲੀ ਬਣਦਾ ਚਾਰਣੀ 'ਚੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਸਰੀਰ ਛਣਦਾ ਸੁਲਫਾ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਫੀਮ ਰੱਜ ਗਈ ਹੱਡਾਂ 'ਚ.
Okay, so this is where it takes a bit of a naughty turn. Okay, I really need a drink, but anyway, he's saying so. He's like, the only reason I'm becoming a gangster is because of the heartache that you've caused me.
Oh, tere dukhan
Jama Valley banda. He's turning it around to her. He's saying, I'm not a loafer, you made me a loafer.
Oh, tere dukhan is pain.
Yeah.
So my pain over you.
Yeah.
To Jama.
No, I've turned into a valley because of this pain.
Oh, tere dukhan Jama Valley banda.
Yep.
Okay.
Valley's
so it's turned into
a loafer because of her.
It's a loafer, like a gangster, you said.
Yeah, just like someone who does nothing, drives around in your street.
Okay.
Chanani cho dekhla sharir chanada. As if my body is getting sifted through the sifter, so he feels like she's really drained the fuck out of it. Oh, sorry, she's really drained him. Chanani is like a sifter, you know, like a sort of like a chaponi, but it's what that you sift atta or something to get the impurities out.
Can we slow down and say that lie again? Chanani cho
dekhla sharir chanda.
Oh,
so his body is sifting through the sifter.
Yeah.
Is becoming like, you know, nothing. Okay. And then he says, Sulfa Sharab Fima Rach Gi Hardanch. Of course, you cannot have a Punjabi song with some sort of drug reference. So what he's saying is the drugs and the alcohol and the opium have engulfed my bones.
What's sulfa?
Oh, I love it. You know what? I love it. It sounds like the way he says it and drops it is.
We've got a dirty perv, drunk, sexual annotations. We have the lot here, you know.
And 2NV loves it. Loves dancing to this stuff. Just loves it. He loves remixing this.
Yeah.
He loves pumping this at the clubs.
Yeah.
He brings it to his DJ sets.
This is so bad that it's so good. Drugs and alcohol and opium have engulfed his bones. His body's sifting through a sifter. He contracted the disease of the drugs due to the heartache.
Where's that? Sorry, which line's that?
Rog dodyan da pera appala liya, that one.
Yeah. Rog. So what he says is rog dodyan da pera apna liya.
Appa lalya.
Yeah.
What's rog
dodyan? Rog is like a rog lag gaya kise nu pyar da rog lag gaya ya nashe da rog lag gaya. It's like a sort of an influence or a bamari, a disease actually. It's a disease, yeah.
So when rog lag gaya, that means
yes.
I'm sick.
Rog lag gaya means it's a disease. So he's saying,
if I caught COVID, I'd say mainu COVID da rog lag gaya.
You could say that.
Okay, got it.
Rog dodyan da pera apna liya. And he's saying I've contracted this disease of
Dodya?
Yeah, doda.
What's that?
Doda's a drug. Like bookie, fame, doda.
Don't dud it like a dudda. Is that a specific kind of drug, or is that just a generic drug?
I think it's like what they do with opium, because you know how they have Fim, and then they have Pukki, they have Dode. So Doda's like I think a type of
Fim is opium.
Yeah, but it's how they make it, and it's how it's, you know, what So he's contracted this drug disease because of the heartache, and then he's saying Sare nashiane kundanisari sara khalia ni sare nashiane. These bloody drugs are eating up my precious body. These bloody drugs. Yeah.
Sale is obviously swear word. Sale nashiane.
Yep. Sare nashiane kundan sharir mera. Kundan nahi hunda. Kundan's like a jewelry, like it's sort of like an uncut diamond. And he's saying that my precious body, the drugs are eating away my kundan, like my diamond body.
He really has.
So a kundan is an uncut diamond.
Kundan is like an uncut diamond, I think. Actually, no, it's not a diamond. That's a bulky. Oh, anyway, kundan's like a piece of jewelry, like a precious jewelry.
So he really held himself in very high regard.
Yeah, well, he's saying he had this, like, you know, this young, fit male body, and then he fell in love, and then he started taking drugs, and it's eating away his precious body, and it's all because of her.
Wow, I think, yeah, God, okay, what's next?
I might pause it there because that's a bit of a tricky one. So she's saying, Khulle kes banna sir rakh patte. Khulle means open, kes is hair. Banna sir rakh patte. So, yes. So she places, by placing your head on my thigh. So she's saying that his hair is all like, obviously he was a turban guy, and his hair is like khulle because he's been drinking so much. So he's a bit of a, rowdy mess. So he's like, when he comes in, so I think he's entered now. So she puts his head on her butt and she ties his judi up.
So, I'm not sure about but okay.
Mari Vegandasi.
So she ties his hair up.
Yeah, so he's come into the house. She's let him in. She's like, let me look after this puppy. She's tying his hair up in a bun because he's lost his bug somewhere. And then Mari Vegandasi kine teri latte. And she's asking him, who tore your leg with an axe? Gandasi's like an axe, yeah.
Mari Vegandasi kine teri latte. Gandasi is an axe.
Yeah, like
so
an axe or it's a weapon, yeah.
Or he's gotten into a fight somewhere.
Yeah, and she's asking him, she's tying his hair up and she's asking him, well, who's hit you on the leg?
Because what's the name? He's a
Valley, because he's a Valley. He's got into a punch-on with someone. He's rocked up to her house, not only without her permission, but he's also rocked up with an injury.
Okay. So now she feels compelled. Now he's playing to sympathy.
Yeah.
Before it was almost fear. Okay.
Woohoo! Yes, okay, so ਮਾਰੀ ਵੇਗੰਡਾਸੀ ਕੀ ਨੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਲੱਤ ਤੇ ਸੱਪਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੀਰੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਖੇਡੇ ਚਮਕੀਲਾ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਡਿੱਗਿਆ ਮੋਏ ਤੇ ਗੇਰੇ. So she's saying ਸੱਪਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੀਰੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਖੇਡੇ ਚਮਕੀਲਾ means he's dancing on snake heads. ਸੱਪਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਿਰ, so the plural of snakes on the heads of the snakes.
What's that mean?
ਸੱਪਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੀਰੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਖੇਡੇ ਚਮਕੀਲਾ. He plays on the heads of snakes as he lives on the edge. He takes risks.
Okay.
Yeah. Kake digya moe te gere. And then he digya, like he fallen, like he was dead.
Moe?
Kake digya moe te gere.
What's moe? Okay, we don't know.
Yeah, so he's just sort of gone to a punch on, and then he just came in and then he just collapsed, yeah. Nijaya vaddi da chandri maut naal chere ni jai vaddi da. So what he's saying, jai vaddi da is kind of like, a badass jai vaddi, like he's really toying with death, like he's playing with death. Chandri maut is death.
And what's chandri?
Just a badass. He's a badass. He's really playing with his death, right? He's such a badass.
Okay.
ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਵਿਆਹ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਿਆ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਜਿਉਣਾ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਨੀ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਵਿਆਹ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਿਆ ਜੱਟ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਜਿਉਣਾ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਚਾਰ ਲੈ ਲਈਏ ਲਾਵਾਂ ਜਿੱਤੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਹਰੇ ਨਾ ਬਾਜੀ ਨਿਚਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਰਦੇ
Oh God, these guys are dancing. Pause it. So wait, hang on. So you both are just dancing to this, and I think this is a little bit
Look,
concerning.
he does have a bit of a romantic side, which is going to come out in this.
Okay, just to stop you guys. So like building up to the song, the girl was like, "Oh, this guy's calling me," blah 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 blah. And then he's in her house, so she must like him as well now. I think she's got a bit of a liking to him.
Presumptuous.
No, that's presumptuous of you.
No, she feels sorry for him, so she's looking after him. Like, because if someone drunk and injured rock at my door, I'd probably, like try and make him a cup of tea or whatever, and like make him etu tika,
Let's not make the assumption that she likes him.
He's trying to get love out of her sympathy, right?
Yeah.
So now what he's saying is like he takes it to the next level, next base. So he's saying, "Hai hor koi tenu je viah ke le gaya."
If anyone else marries you,
Yeah, if someone else marries you, jat da jiona jag te na reh gaya. That this jat has no point of living after that point. So he's saying if some other man takes you, I have no point of living.
Giona jag te na rea.
World. Jug is the world.
So jat te Giona?
Jat da jiona jag te na reh gaya.
Okay.
Means the jat's not going to be living on this earth, yeah?
Okay.
Hey, if someone else married you, this jat has no point of living after that. Chal mere naal, chal le liye lama. So he's saying, let's go, come with me, and let's do the 4 lama. You know what they do at the Sikh weddings at the Gurdwara?
They go round and round the
Yep, so he's like,
sub.
so he's rocked up to her door drunk with his hair like everywhere, and he's telling her to come and let's get married at the Gurdwara.
So that's his
While he's intoxicated. And
what
injured.
a romantic proposal. Hashtag he proposed. Hashtag I said no, fuck off.
He does sound like really, passionate and aggressive at the same time, and he's, yeah.
Did she say no? Let's hope she says no.
I don't think he cares about her answer. He obviously didn't care about the fact she didn't let him in, and he's in. And anyway, so she's saying, "Chal mere naal chal le liye lama, jiti pyar di hare na baji." He's saying, "Come on, let's go, to the Gurdwara and take these lama, and jiti pyar di hare na baji." It means, so you know how he was talking about challenges? So he's saying, let's win this love challenge. I've never lost any challenges. Harena Baji. Baji's like a fight, yeah? So let's win the love game because I've never lost anything.
Say that out loud.
Jitti pyar di harena baji. Jitti pyar di harena baji.
Yeah.
He always wins in love or, yeah.
More like he needs to go to anger management.
Probably. It sounds like he needs an ambulance. Ni chit karde munde da raji. So, come on, make this guy happy. Chit karde munde da raji means... Chit karde. Chit karde. Chit karde. Yeah.
Chit karde means to make someone happy?
Yeah.
Karde munde da raja. So she's like, just make this man happy. Just marry him.
Just marry him, yeah.
I think he repeats those lines and it fades out the song, I think, because he repeats it over and over.
ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਚਾਰ ਲੈ ਲਈਏ ਲਾਵਾਂ ਜਿੱਤੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਹਰੇ ਨਾ ਬਾਜੀ ਨਿਚਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦਾ ਰਾਜੀ ਪੱਟੂ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਹਾਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦਾ ਚਿੱਤ ਰਾਜੀ ਪੱਟੂ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਹਾਏ ਨੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦਾ ਚਿੱਤ ਰਾਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਕਰਦੇ
So she's still saying hai pattu ferda, like she's saying, oh, well, he's so intoxicated and he's saying chitka make me happy. She's like, you're intoxicated, he's like, make me happy.
It is where the song finishes.
Yep.
Pattu firda means he's just loitering.
Yep.
And he's saying, he says what?
Come and make me happy. Come and make this guy happy.
In Punjabi?
Karde munde da dil raji.
Karde munde da dil raji.
Yeah.
Feel them, like to make his heart full.
Yeah.
So I think the song's quite it's quite interesting because there's a couple of interpretations that you can take from it. I
really?
think
Enlighten us.
from my perspective.
UNV.
What's that?
And I said, enlighten us with your alternative interpretations. I have a view firmly.
So for me, I see it as like that kind of banterous, love-hate relationship kind of thing going on. Like that's quite, like I see it quite a lot in the older songs and like the way Punjabi romance is. It's like a love-hate kind of thing. So I don't know if it's just me that thinks that, but I do think in the song there's that kind of, she's like, it sounds like she's saying only put to fit it there, but like really she's like, I kind of like him.
No, okay, I'll tell you what happens. This is what happens in India, yeah, because I've lived there.
Prateek has lived in India.
I have lived in India. And I also met various women there who are married to men like this, who get drunk and stuff and then come home drunk and all they want is a bit of love. So women in India, what they do is their psychic's a bit different. So if my husband or my boyfriend or whatever was drunk, had a punch on, came home, I'd be like, dude, you need to stop this shit, yeah? Like, you need to stop. In India, what girls do is they start feeling sorry for them. So if a guy's really intoxicated and all like lovey-dovey and I don't know, he's trying to make up for the fact that, you know, he got into all this trouble and he's not doing the right thing, but he still loves her, they will give in. They give in. They don't say, you're a bloody drunken bastard, get out of my house, I'm calling the police. They will say, oh, look, he wants to marry me. Oh, like he's so, you know, he's so sweet, like he's drunk. Look, I'm the reason that he's drinking. I'm the reason.
And often the mothers of these young men insist that this marriage is a solution to their alcoholic son's problem.
Maybe she'll fix him. Well, according to him, according to him, she's the reason he's like that.
Yeah. But then he still wants to marry her if she's the reason.
Yeah, look, it sounds like here the problem is also the solution.
All right. So the problem is the solution. Wow. I don't know how I feel about this song. Like, I see what you mean, that it's like, you can't judge it on today's context, right? Because dating back then was different. And every Punjabi video I've ever seen, there's a guy endlessly pursuing a woman, and you're kind of taught to be really shy and to say no, 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 no. So even when you're like, hey, I kind of like you, it's not very ladylike to be forthcoming and be like, oh, yeah, here's my number, call me up. It's like, no, 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 I'm going to grab my chunni and I'm going to run away and hide and I'm going to act like I don't like you and that you're bothering me. But really...
That kind of nukkere kind of culture, I think.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I think going on to now, women that really... The problem with this now is people are kind of still trying to do this. And it's like, well, it doesn't really work now. Women will let you know if they like you or they don't like you. And there's other ways to be persistent rather than showing up drunk or injured or trying to get a sympathy marriage out of someone. You know, there's better ways to do this stuff, right?
But on the flip side as well, so this is why this is such a great song, because it gives so many different perspectives and talking points. So on the flip side is that, like, this guy, maybe the only way he could talk to this girl is by having a couple of drinks as well. You know what I mean? There are a lot of guys are like that as well, where they have to have a couple of drinks and, you know, that's when they open up and they tell obviously if this guy's a gangster or whatever he is, maybe he does need a couple of drinks to like get that kind of subby side out. You know what I mean?
So, okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Obviously, this doesn't apply to this day's context, but I think, yeah, that what you've just made is you're making your own interpretation there.
Yeah, well, this is why it's such a great song, like, because with great art, you know, there's like 1,000 stories behind it.
So so from the perspective of a young Punjabi guy in the UK, you find this that you've said, oh, I know, you probably know a lot of friends that get drunk to have the courage to talk to women.
Yeah, definitely, and I think obviously this for me, I think this song's quite tongue in cheek. It's quite cheeky, quite funny, quite banterous. But also it does touch upon like the drug and alcoholism and all that kind of stuff. So it does touch upon actually.
Let's talk a little bit about Chamkila. He was really famous, right? But because I remember, I'll tell you my first memory of Chamkila. I came home, I was 12 years old, and I said to my mum, Mama, aap Chamkile de gaane da matlab kiya? And she looked at me and she said, Tenu kine sikhaya? Tu kade na puchi mainu dwara. She looked at me and said, don't you dare ask me ever again. And who taught you this? So Chamkila it was really strange to me now to think that all of our parents' generation have heard all of his songs. They know what they mean, but no one talks about them. But he was able to sing about things people were not able to talk about. And I think, is that what made him very popular? That he sang about the reality of Punjab, what's actually going on the ground amongst villagers and amongst the ordinary man and woman, whereas other people couldn't do that, and he sang about it.
You know what? I think not only singing about those kind of topics and talking about them, I think the style that he actually brought it into, like if you watch his performances on YouTube, the way he performed as a Punjabi artist was way ahead of his time. The way the compositions, the way he used to sing it, for example, people are still copying the same way he's actually.
In what way? Because obviously I'm not as aware of the musical perspective. In what way was his composition unique?
So a composition is basically it's not the lyrics, it's how you sing the song. So for example, the way he sings it is Pehle Lalkare Naal, main dar gई, na 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 na. But he could have sung that in another way, which is like totally different. So
You're right. His songs are very memorable. Like a lot of the Bhangra crews here in Australia. Like I remember chatting to one of the Bhangra team leaders, and he's like, they sing along to all of it. Sorry, they dance to all these songs. But what's funny is again when I asked them, do you know what they mean? They're like, nope. So there is a lot of musical talent there in that.
I'll give you an example. So I met this lady in Punjab, and I said, she was already married to this guy, and she's like, I'm like, why don't you just leave him and go to your parents? And she's like, well, that's the thing. If I leave him and go to my parents, he's going to rock up drunk to my parents' house, and he's going to keep on drinking until I come back. So she's going to eventually feel sorry for him and give in. Okay, I guess in this case, so that's how he's going to keep her. That's how he's going to marry her, through drinking, her feeling sorry for him, and that's how he's going to keep her, because he's going to say, if you go, I'm going to start drinking. So basically, you know, because I'm thinking, hey, if he wants to marry her, let's say she does agree to it and does it, then what's he going to ask?
Yeah. I guess I think we've come to a clear conclusion. We think it's problematic. You think it's tongue in cheek with a little bit of problematic. But then there's what we're moving on to is Chamkila as an artist, because
I don't think this is the case of a. I don't think this is the case of a nice, handsome man. You know, a bit intoxicated, who's come to your door saying, "Oh, hello, would you like a cuddle?" No.
We've established that. But as a singer, what do you appreciate his music?
Oh, I fucking love it. Love it.
I think Chamkila has probably had the biggest impact on Punjabi music to date, and I think. Obviously, from my perspective, is that Chamkila was groundbreaking and renowned in his art. You get me? So I think, like, okay, a lot of his songs are controversial, but at the same time, because you got to realize that he started off as a lyricist for a lot of these writers, like a lot of these singers.
Write the lyrics,
So then he basically the singing element of it came out of, you know, he couldn't afford to, you know, keep up his expenses and stuff like that. So he had to earn a living by singing, and hence why.
And he sang with his wife, right? Like him and the girl in this is his wife. And what was her name again?
Amar Singh.
And it's crazy because he wasn't intending to be a singer, but he became the biggest singer of Punjab. So
his full name is Chamkila's his village, isn't it?
I think it's Amar Singh or something like that. Chamkila.
Or it might be.
Chamkila just means shiny. His name's Amar Singh, and I think his wife's name was Amarjot Kaur or something. And his wife was Amarjot Kaur. She was born on the 21st of July 1960 in some village, Dugri.
So she's...
Yeah. Chamkila, I think, is the name. There's shining. He's colourful. His lyrics are colourful.
Is that where he got that name Chamkila from? Because he's... Okay. And so when he got... Do we know much about after he got assassinated? Like, what did his wife get assassinated, or did she live on for a lot much?
I think he's got a son and a daughter, and I think the son sings as well, and he actually looks and sounds like his dad.
Oh, really? I wonder if you'll tune into our podcast.
Well, hopefully. But also with Chamkila, I also heard that he was of a lower caste as well, and he was like a Chamad. He was kind of frowned upon within Punjab and stuff like that because he was a lower caste, and he was quite successful as well.
But that's weird because in his songs he says Munda Jattanda Munda. He sings about upper caste, so he himself was not the caste he was singing about.
I think so. I don't know if that's true, but someone will probably confirm it somewhere. But
we can look into that, and I think we're going to do more Chamkila songs. There's some really, really raunchy ones. We might do them if we have the courage. We might need to have a drink ourselves to be able to do those songs. The question still lingers for me, which I'm unsure about most of the songs we're going to discuss, is like, does this music perpetuate this culture, or this problematic aspect of this culture, or does this music, does it just capture that's what the time was like?
This is the thing. It's like, for example, like Tupac, for example, right? He had his crazy songs as well, has his really great songs, Chamkila as well, he's got really great songs. So obviously Pehle Lalkare Naal, I think is a great song.
But he's got Chamkila's songs great and not problematic at all. Like Tupac, I love his song Dear Mama, right? There's nothing problematic about that song, Dear Mama. But
Keep Your Head Up as well, that's a really great song from Tupac. Chamkila had, on the flip side, he had there's a song that he did called Baba Tera Nanakana. So that was like a kind of a religious kind of track, and it's a really great song. Bali Jagpa did like a cover remix of it.
All right.
We might. So yeah, he had his really good songs as well.
Let us know your thoughts about Chamkila. Let us know what you think about this song. Do you love it? Do you think it's problematic? And tell us, do you think it perpetuates this culture or it captures it? And if you have any other Chamkila songs you'd like us to explain for you, you know the drill. Go find us on Punjabi Songs Explained. We're over on Instagram. We are slowly setting up a website too, so you can find us there soon. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, folks. And thanks to MV, and thanks Prateek, who's run away to go have her dinner. She's ditched us already. She's done.
Yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episodes as well. So yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. We'll also upload it onto YouTube if you want to share it with someone who doesn't use Spotify or wherever you're listening to this. Also, we recorded this episode almost 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and just the editing part was holding us back because it takes forever. But we managed to do it finally, and thank you for tuning in and staying with us.